It seems like we're here more than we're not.
Adriana's parents purchased this house a little bit over a year ago, and ever since they bought it, they've been wanting to just give this from Porch a little makeover. So in this week's episode, we will be completely transforming their from Porch.
My parents have already bought the supplies. We're keeping this simple and super easy to do. We will be doing a lot of different things in this one project, so it should be exciting to see these things transform little by little, I would say.
Let's explain to you a little bit of what we plan to do, and then let's just show you how we do it. Okay, so as we said, this is gonna be a multi-step, multi-part project, but we will combine it in this video and explain to you and show you what we do along the way. So the first thing that we're gonna be doing is removing these posts. These are 4x4 posts that the house came with, but my in-laws are not too much of a fan of this. So there's 3 posts, and we are going to be removing these and adding new beams on both of the corners that are going to be bigger and will make more of a staple when you look at their house. The second thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be leveling this front porch. Since this house is from the 60s, unfortunately with time there have been some foundation issues. That's why if you can see over here, there is a post that is missing, and that has sloped down more than we would like it to. So we're going to be leveling this front porch patio with a whole new concrete pour. And then once this is all set, we are going to be installing tile on this whole patio. My in-laws have already selected the tile that they would like to use, and as always, we're gonna link everything below that we use on this whole transformation. So the first thing we're gonna do is take these posts, install the new ones, and then do the pour. Let's go. All right, so here what we're doing is we're grabbing a scrap piece of wood to hammer this in by pressure. You always want to make sure to do this, because if not, you're going to end up damaging the wood. So we just place this over, and then just like that, it's in. We're going to repeat the same process on this side. Put the scrap wood and hammer it until you get it where you want it to go. Grab a level, and you're going to check it by all sides. You first check it like this, and you make the necessary adjustments. And just like that, this post is perfect.
Wow. So.
How does it look? Yeah. Woo woo! So we're gonna open some pilot holes. That way when we go and install it there, we don't have to be drilling it and doing extra pressure on the actual screw. So we marked opening some pilot holes and then gonna go and install.
So I feel the need to say that it's Sunday.
We work tomorrow.
What time is it?
Son las 6:15.
Oh.
6:30. No, actually,
I thought it was like 8.
Sí, 6:30.
It's Sunday 6:30 and we literally decided we were gonna do this today, like at 3 in the afternoon, and my parents went to Home Depot, bought all the stuff, and we're doing it today. So I guess I just wanted to say this is what the handy creators consist of. So we are planning on finishing this today before the end of the night. So when you think you're almost done, something happens, right? What's our slogan? If something doesn't happen, a hiccup throughout our videos, it's not really our video, right?
So unfortunately, for some reason, this one stayed a little looser, and we kept drilling it in and found out that it was that the screw broke inside the wood. And the reason being is that these woods are really old, so they've gone the test of time and they need something stronger. Now that it's kind of set, we're gonna drill a hole all the way, so that way this doesn't struggle as much to go into this wood. With the 2 corner posts installed, I think all there's left to do is hammer these puppies down.
So here's the before with the posts. Let's come to the after. What a difference. So we just finished part 1 of this transformation.
Honestly, just that completely changed the entrance of this house. It looks like another one.
Let me know what you guys think of those reactions there, but this is just phase 1, and for us it's gonna be a few days, but for you guys, let's go to phase 2.
Okay, so if you guys see here, this house had major foundation issues when my in-laws purchased it. As you can see there's a huge gap that clearly shows that this was falling. Even though this was disclosed, it wasn't shown how bad this really was. If you're selling a house or if you're buying a house, just be careful, be honest. These are the type of things that make people so weary while buying a home. If you guys see here, the person that had this house previously grabbed a bunch of broken tile, broken rocks, and just stuck it in the hole and thought that would do the job, but unfortunately it has not. We will be taking this out and completely fixing it. If you guys may recall, when you are pouring a concrete slab at the end, you have to grab another piece of wood and just go like this on it. It has a name, which I will think of, or maybe just right here. But you have to do this process to make sure that your whole slab is smooth. Now the problem being, the slab is going to be against a wall. So what that causes is that there is nothing for us to lay the wood on the other side to do this process. But my father-in-law came up with the idea that you can do if this happens to you. There's going to be another piece of wood here, which is basically going to be the encofrado for this slab. And when we're doing this, we needed something to lay the wood on. So we came up with this idea of nailing some strips of wood on the house at the level that we want the slab. And then we are going to grab the other wood that is going to do the surfacing. Is going to sit on this wood with this angled cut. That way the concrete will be poured onto this line and we can lay the wood perfectly here and do this process. So we know that might have sounded a little confusing. I promise you it's all going to make sense in the end. We have some fence pickets that were left over from previous projects that we are cutting down to size on our table saw, and then we are nailing them to the house. So let's keep going on this process and get ready, as tomorrow is pour day. Good morning, and we're here on concrete pour day. We have already gone to Home Depot. We had to buy some more concrete because after doing the encofrado, we realized that we were a little short on concrete. So we went this morning, picked up a pallet. We also went and picked up the machine that we're gonna be using for the pour. And what we're doing now is that we're opening these holes to install some rebars. That way the pre-existing slab and the one we're going to pour now have support with each other. We're using this drill, which my father-in-law had, and it's perfect for this kind of job. We're gonna go ahead and do that. He's cutting the rebar in the garage. And then once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to start pouring.
So the challenge is we need to take this off while I record this with my hands. Okay, come on. Is it heavy?
Yes, get it in the middle. No,
okay, wait.
Get it in the middle.
Okay, wait.
Two.
Wait, I'm not ready. Go. Yeah!
We did it! So if you guys recall earlier in the video, we put that trim against the house, and this is exactly why. We now marked that trim on this board, and this is the board that we're gonna use to float the concrete as we're pouring it. That way, the concrete's gonna sit on the bottom of this, and you have a perfect edge to be able to do the floating method. So let's cut it, and then let's get to pour. Now let's go test it out. See? So now, once we're done with the concrete, we just do it and make sure that it's straight with what we wanted.
So we have everything prepped. We're gonna be using this concrete first to get it out of the truck. And just like that, it's time to pour, right? Let's start pouring. We have our setup. We're sweating. It was supposed to be cold today, but I guess the weatherman was wrong. Let's just start working on this and see how fast we could finish this time. It's 9:50. We have a clear sky. So for the people that say it always rains in their videos, it doesn't seem like it should rain today. So So guys, this is all the trash. We just finished one pallet of concrete. This is how much we have at the moment. We're still missing this other half. Should be interesting. We went with the same technique we always do, and it's worked wonders for us. Oh no, there's clouds coming in. Don't. Will we make it without it raining? What the heck? This always happens to us. No, it's not gonna rain this time. I have hope.
What did you just do, babe?
Huh?
What did you just do?
What do you mean?
You're like all wet.
Well, because it's supposed to be cold today and I'm really hot, so. okay?
Help me, please.
Tell me you need me and I'm the best wife ever.
You're not the best wife ever.
Remember to moisten your concrete so it doesn't crack. Oh my god, it's snowing! What the hell? What the hell? So we're here in Florida and it just snowed. And I have proof.
All right, so it's been 48 hours since we poured the concrete, and this is what we have.
I think it's time for phase 3, place tile. Also, I wanted to make a little note. If you guys see how thick this concrete is, a lot of you must be like, you're insane. Why are you making such a thick slab? You know, like that is unnecessary. Yes, completely. We could have definitely tore down the bottom slab that was already existing, but in order to save money, time, and effort, we just did a bigger slab. But we're gonna make this part of the house. It's gonna be part of the new design that we're gonna end up doing. You might not see it in this video or in the next one, but eventually you'll see what the outcome is and why we decided to do such a big slab. So I think it's time. Let's put tile.
If you do decide to install any tile, you want to make sure that the surface is nice and clean. That way there isn't any debris caught up under the tile that could possibly break it down in the future. Even though we will be showing you the process of installing tile on a concrete slab, if you want detailed instructions on how to do this, make sure to check out the video above. Alright, so the first thing we did want to point out is that we're using sand mix for this instead of mortar. The reason being is that mortar is 3 times the price of sand mix, and sand mix will do just the job. If you are using porcelain tile, how we're using, it will act as a bonding agent and you should be fine. The second thing is that we're starting off in the corner and we're leaving a gap from both the house and the wall just to make sure that we're getting this nice and square. Sometimes these houses, you know, they're not built with a perfect straight wall, so if you try to line one up in the corner, you might find yourself having an issue down the road. And the third thing that you might see different if you've watched our previous tile install is that on this one we're not going to leave a gap to grout it at the end. We want to install it as seamless as possible to avoid having to grout if we can. All right, here is the finished product of the floor. It has been a few days, and honestly, this came out better than we could have possibly ever imagined. Now, the last step in this front porch remodel is we are going to paint the posts, and that includes the ones that we just installed, as well as the one previously there. My father-in-law has already sanded, and all that's left to do is paint it and call this project complete.
So just like that, in a matter of a few weeks, this project is completed.
We absolutely love how the front porch transformation came out, and most importantly, Adriana's parents did too. This is a perfect example of how just doing these little things here and there can really change a space or an area.
We're sorry about the cars, you guys, in this whole video. If you guys did hear it here and there, my parents live in a main street, so there's no possible way to get quiet footage. So yeah, let's just make it part of the ambient here. But if you guys see behind us, and I kind of explained it in the video why we left the the steps so big was because my parents had planned of doing like other steps. How we said this house had a lot of foundation issues, so even this little crossway here that connects to the garage was all sunken. It was full of holes and cracks, so them making some steps was in the whole plan. And we didn't do this part of the project because my dad wanted to do it little by little himself. Even though, yes, we didn't record it and we didn't do it ourselves, we wanted to show you guys how it looks with the steps as well.
We wanted to say thank you as always for watching and coming along with us on another week. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next week as we have some special projects coming your way. I wonder what it is. Bye.
Bye.